And then now there's almost a personal attack on the person of the vice president and calling him all sort of names. For me, I think it's neither, and it shouldn't be. It's politics, but sometimes a bit of decorum is important. You understand? Because you see, when you do that, you invite people, and I try to restrain myself from going into that space, because then it becomes boring. Maybe if I was a viewer and I was at home, like, oh, there they go again, politicians and all of that. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I think that it's imperative that once we have these discussions, yes, deal with the substance of the issues, talk about it. But the personal attacks and all sort of casting aspersions and innuendos, for me, it's really not a good thing. I've also taken it upon myself to use the John Mahama principle when it comes to addressing issues to do the Electoral Commission. This Electoral Commission that we have, since 1992, has conducted 8 successful elections. And I would say that when in 2015, thereabout, people were agitating that there were certain issues with the Electoral Commission, the former President John Mahama said that we should leave the EC alone, and that the EC has the capacity and the competence to deliver an election. So as far as I'm concerned, what has changed? The only thing that has changed is the principle of ensuring that you allow Electoral Commission to do its work and give it the independence that the Constitution that we have actually gives it. But I also don't defend the Electoral Commission. I've never sat here and ever felt that, it was my place to defend things or even act as a spokesperson or a PR for an Electoral Commission. And that's the reason why they have all the various functional departments within the Electoral Commission to address these things. So if, for example, there's an issue to do with the IT systems, they have the persons to do that. If there's an issue to do with their regulations and security and timelines and all of those things, they're well placed to do that. What I detest is this whole attempt to create a certain perception that the Electoral Commission is in bed with the governing New Patriotic Party.
You detest it?
I detest it.
You detest it?
I do. Because, you see, because if you don't... I'm a politician, and so I can say this with all the conviction that I have.
I didn't say you can.
Because...
I say it's interesting.
Yes, because... Especially when it is coming from the likes of Omani Boama.
Oh.
I'm telling you for a fact. If you're a politician, and that is why...
I thought you didn't want to defend
No, but that is why I'm saying that.
Like?
When it is coming from people like that, or these things are coming from the NDC, right? If you're not careful, you would even adopt a position that, so what? Right? Because we cannot take lessons. We are not taking lessons when it comes to governance and electoral reforms and systems from an NDC.
Eric.
We are not.
No, Eric.
Right?
Hold on.
And if you have issues...
I'll let you continue. I'll allow you.
Please, I will...
No matter... Hold on. Regardless how... Regardless the brackets you put Dr. Omani Boama or the NDC in.
Yeah.
They have raised issues that they've seen with the register.
Hold on.
The electoral commission.
Forget that
the electoral commission
of former President John Mahama.
Eric, stop this. Stop this.
No, I'm just
saying. The electoral commission. Hold on. The electoral commission has held a press conference admitting these mistakes that had been identified or has been identified.
That is why I started with the caveat
how does that put Dr. Omani Boama in the light?
Let me finish. I told you from the onset, I will not attempt to even speak, prefer an opinion on a job that is meant to be of the Electoral Commission. I won't do that. I have never done that. And so whatever challenges there are, whatever issues that are supposed to be fixed, I believe, as a consummate Democrat, that the Electoral Commission should fix it. My problem is where it is coming from. because, listen, you remember when, what's his name? Richard the last guy. Right? I don't know if it's Richard the last guy. I've forgotten.
Oh, sorry.
I've forgotten who he is. Where there was this. No, I've forgotten who it is. Maybe I'm making a mistake. But this issue about NHIS registrants on the electoral roll that went all the way to the Supreme Court, where it turned out that the Electoral Commission was asked to expunge 56,000 names from the roll, right? And the agitations that were coming from certain countries, even including the New Patriotic Party, if I'm being objective, right? And the pushback that came from the sitting president at the time in terms of, oh, the process is clean, fair, and that we are just raising red herrings because we felt that we were going to lose the elections. And so, for me, the principle is that if there are specific issues that have been identified by whoever, definitely the EC has a responsibility to answer, right, and deal with. But when you go into the realms of now making it look as if that the MPP stands to gain and that we are in bed with the Electoral Commission, I detest that. Because if that was the case, right, then I'm going to say that, well, so in the times when people were agitating and saying all of these things, that was exactly what the NDC was doing.
In what paragraph did he say that? In his whole write-up I read.
Forget about it, but we've heard these commentaries.
No, Eric, I'm not going to. Listen, I am.
Let me finish.
I'm manning. Hold on.
Saying that.
No, Eric, hold on. No.
You understand? You've heard all the commentary.
No. I think you're being mischievous about this. I am representing a platform where I am actually obliged to pick an official statement. The official statement I read did not in any way connote that Dr. Mani Boma was engaging in coloration of the Electoral Commission. He actually pointed out pertinent issues and addressed the issues without mentioning MPP.
But you don't expect me to also sit here and not look at it from a big picture.
Oh, then you're not being fair to him.
I'm being honest with you. You understand? You don't expect that. I will not go back to people from the NDC who have even claimed that they will not accept the results if they lose. And they are going to lose. Right? And then the same people will now stand somewhere and have an issue with someone saying that, well, we are not going to hand over because we believe that we are going to win the elections, and that for us as a political party, we are not going to be, intimidated into handing over power if we know for a fact that the EC has declared us as winners. They say they have a problem with that. How would you have a problem with that? Because you cannot stampede.
So these are the points he raised.
No, but that's what I'm saying, that you see, all of these things they are doing all of these things in anticipation for a defeat.
But the EC responded.
But that's just what I'm saying. Forget about. That's what I'm saying. That all of these conversations around, you have challenges and all of that. It's as a result of a position that has been taken by the NDC. My
producer said they want you to look at this picture.
Right. A position that has been taken by the NDC to suggest that there are certain things that are happening that are supposed to not be in their favor. And like John Mahama said, former President Mahama said in the past, it's almost as if that, you're creating an environment where you tarnish the reputation of the referee. And so that in the event that you lose the election, that becomes your go-to. And these people have stood on platforms indicating that, we are going to do boot for boot. We are not going to allow, if we are not declared winners, this country is going to be ungovernable. They've said all sorts of things. So I will not take this particular statement in isolation. You don't expect me to do that.
Eric,
and I'm saying that if there are issues,
do you
let me
appreciate the concern of appointing a known party person into the Electoral Commission to put him in IT section or department? Have you seen the video of the electoral officer, returning officer, making a statement on the platform and said that he forgot where he was. He almost said,
"Yeah, you are making me
kukurudu." Have you seen that video?
You are making me. You are making me. You see that's what
this
I'm saying.
This is the commission that you expect. I
don't want to.
They'll be neutral.
Right, listen.
You have set the grounds for mistrust.
Okay, I'm saying that. You see, you are inviting me today. You are tempting me.
Am I?
Yes. You see, you are inviting me to go into areas where I don't want to go.
Okay, but right? You have to.
Because listen, we know that since 92, or prior to 92, when it comes to these appointments and people who have been colored as MPP, NDC, it's there. Have you read Arthur Ahoy's book?
Oh, don't you don't.
No, I'm just.
I know what you're going to. No, I know your reference points.
But you see, why are you discounting?
Are you comparing Dr. Afarijan to Apia?
You see, you're making a mistake.
Is that what you're doing?
I'm saying that. I'm saying. Let me make my point.
I know what you're going to say.
Right. Let me make my point.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
I know the reference point you're going to make.
Someone who was part. Listen. You see, sometimes
Someone who was part of what?
Who was part of a PNDC administration and became a key member of an NDC administration and everything, was the one who was tasked to go and find an electoral commissioner at a beer bar.
So?
Right, but the point I'm making is that we've gone past all of those things. But even in that instance, that same person was the one who declared President Kufuor as president.
Eric.
Right? So for me...
That person you're making reference to. Do you know that he was asked to, what's it called? Embark on a register audit?
Oh, no, but
the same thing they're asking for. Do you know?
There's nothing wrong.
Do you know? Do you know that he once carried out an audit?
But every electoral commissioner has done these things.
I'm saying that, do you know? And it's good that we have that history. So that you know the things this person you're trying to accuse did.
Listen, I'm not accusing anybody. I'm just saying that you're making references. And all I'm trying to say is that it has never been a perfect system. But we have found ways of even people who have been appointed by incumbent government turn out to be the ones who are now declaring their opponents as duly elected. And Afarijan himself, we're trying to read a statement that he presented. He says that, listen, in all of these conversations, you have to have your what? Your pink sheet at the polling station level. I have my personal challenges with the architecture and even the issues, certain things to do with gerrymandering and even with the Electoral Commission. And I've said this on this particular platform that sometimes when we even make conversation, we have conversation around constituencies and do we have to add new constituency and demarcations and everything, right? There are things that have been done, have been engraved. That's why sometimes when I hear people like Omani Boma and co, I feel absolutely no need to even listen to what they are saying. Listen, my constituency, right? Fantiakwa South. You will drive through Ebuakwa North and drive through Fantiakwa North and go back to another section of Fantiakwa South. Right? So if somebody is in a place called Ehiamenchini or Abodobi and everything, they go through 2 districts to come back to a district that they are supposed to be part of. All in the name of gerrymandering. Right? There are so many examples like that. And so when we want to have proper conversation around the electoral processes, the electoral commission and everything, let's do that. But once you try to create a certain perception that this thing is being engineered by somebody for election purposes, I will not accept that.